All right, so I had some good questions on people on our Tuesday night class of what is the one thing to really study if you're trying to learn how all this typing stuff and how to objectively type. Because we've got it all the way up to 512 personality types. How the hell are you going to track 512? You can't even track 16. How are you going to now do 512? And the way that we do it is we never track 512. We never track 16. We always only track 2. So whenever we're typing somebody, I'm always asking a binary coin type question. And then as soon as I answer that 1, I then move to the next binary coin question. So picture it this way. In my mind, when I'm typing somebody, I have the person in front of me, and they can only be one of 2 types. And I just have to practically guess which of the 2 types they are. And then if I get it right, I then move to the next. And now they're one of 2 types of the next category. And then I just play the 50-50 game again. And if I can just hedge my bets where I'm 51% on the right side, that's how we're doing it. So we're keeping it very, very simple. There's only 2 types. I don't mean that literally, but that's how we're doing it in our mind. So the 2 types, if you were to divide all the personality types, divide them into 2 categories only, what would those categories be? Let me go to our checklist here. This is kind of an older one. We got a newer one on the class, but this will do fine. Are they an observer or a decider? That's it. That's my first opening question. And it's not necessarily that that's the first question that I'm using every time, depending on who you're typing, because sometimes other parts will be thrown at you. But in theory, if you can go in order whenever you can, the most board splitting question, if you were to cut the board in half, is asking, is this person an observer or a decider? Now, an observer is an IJ or an EP, and a decider is a IP and an EJ. Now, what you'll find is that the observers, their life is about things. Now, the deciders are talking about people. Today, we're going to kind of focus in on the observers. We'll do the deciders another time. The observers, their life is about control and chaos. It's about the missing information. Because all of the observers have their S or their N at the top, and then their S or their N at the bottom, in reverse. So they're walking around with this giant observer at the top, and then like a little tiny baby observer at the bottom, and there's this huge imbalance. So their life is constantly trying to figure out where the missing information is. We also can cross-check that if somebody is an observer, so they're an IJ or EP, they should have that relatively calm balance with their T and F, and you should see that back and forth. People are always trying to type me on the YouTube comments and stuff. A thing that's very strong that really hits you in the face of how I'm doing the YouTube videos is I'm a double decider. I will insult the tribe and then give them a compliment. I'll insult myself and then give myself a compliment. So I'm going back and forth on, they suck and I suck and you suck and I suck and I'm awesome and you're awesome and who really fucking cares? As a double decider, I don't care that much about people. That's not my problem, not my imbalance. My freak out is the missing information because I only have one observer at the top and I got to build this big system and this is how I understand the reality and it's a freak out. Now, if you're in our class and you're watching Shannon, she's the other way where she has relatively calm observers in the middle and then she's freaking out about identity and people. Now, this is everybody. So when you're sitting down to watch somebody, this is the biggest thing that's jumping out at you. Is this a thing conversation? Is the person relatively calm about themselves and the tribe, but then really trying to struggle with the imbalance of the information? And notice that this is a direct kind of 4-quarter cross-check. So say you're typing somebody and you think they're an ENTP, right? So you should be seeing that they have this double deciding in the middle. They're relatively calm with themselves and the tribe. And then you should be seeing that they have one observer at the top. You should be seeing that imbalance. And then you should be able to zero in that that's N. And then that's N for the sake of gathering, NE gathering. So they're wanting to gather in more information with their N. And then you should see the void of the demon SI organized at the bottom. You should see that when it comes to sensory, they don't like the sensory, and they don't like to organize it, they don't like to control it, and they're having this imbalance there. So you can't mark down, this person's an ENTP, this person's this person's that. Like, you can't do it in this one big blurt out. You got to first start, okay, is this person observer or decider? Like, this person is an observer because they're relatively calm about themselves and the tribe, double decider, and they're really weird and imbalanced when it comes to information. And then from there, you can determine what function is at the top or the bottom, depending on where the human needs are, where is the gathering, and where's the organizing, which one's the savior, which one's the demon, and then you can get into the letters and the functions. Is that NE? Is that abstract gathering as a savior? Is that abstract gathering as a demon? Is that sensory gathering as a savior? Sensor gathering as a demon? Etc. And so again, those are all different binary coins of the checklist. You're just doing those one at a time, and you're not moving on to the next one unless you answer the first one. but it's really owning these simple definitions. Yes, over time, we'll be able to write pages and pages and pages on this shit, and you can learn so much more than everybody else, and you can be the smartest guy in the room, and you can do nothing with it, but the more information you have, the better you'll be, so you think, and, knock yourself silly. For everyone else, you can really kind of take these simple little one-lines and really soak them into your own head, and go around and watch your friends, watch people on TV, and go, all right, is this person talking about things or people? Just real simple, real binary, and then working it down from there.